Well, I guess this is the transition to Fox. I guess the guy to point out that performed particularly poorly, while Phoenix's star player Devin Booker was just going off
God.
against some really nice defense.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Katie Christensen was pointing out that he's using his arm and this and that. I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like whatever. That was
Yeah.
just amazing to watch. Like
Yeah.
it was incredible. He had a hell of a night. And as Malik Monk said after the game, book's gonna book, I
Mm-hmm.
think, and he did. And so, given the fact that the Kings lost by such a close margin, it really amplifies the real big negative coming away from that game is not the offensive rebound for the Suns at the end of the game. It's the fact that De'Aaron Fox had a bad game. And, like you said, like coming back home, you'd expect this team to have bounced back, especially taking on the challenge of playing one of the better, more proven teams in the Western Conference. You'd think that would be the case for the whole team. And for some guys, it kind of was. They played really well. I kind of mentioned them. But to just see Fox put together basically his third underwhelming performance in a row, that's kind of one of the biggest takeaways from that game.
100%. He needed to play at a higher level that game. Like I said, like we'll give him those 2 games before, like second game of a back to back, and then the third night in 4 games against a really good Celtics team. It's like, okay, like he's bound to have bad games, but you come back home, especially with Devin Booker, like you said, just having a fantastic game, and it was Fox's turn to step up on his side. He was just he couldn't. I don't know. He didn't even look like himself. They brought him in late, and he wasn't even bringing up the ball. It was Mitchell bringing up the ball, and Fox was standing in the corner. I'm like, what's going on here? So I don't know if something's off with him or what, but it was definitely very noticeable. And he has his normal game that he's been having, or just hit a season average of 25 points. They won that game. I think he only
Right.
scored 17 last night and or 2 nights ago, and they lost by 5. So it was
Yeah, in these last 3 games, he's averaging 16.3 points on 34.7% shooting from the field.
yeah. It's
And
that's not he can't string. And if this dude's trying to be an all-star this year, you can't string 3 games in a row like that and 3 straight losses. Especially that Suns game. Because everyone else played so well. Sabonis had a good game. Monk had a good game. Herter had a good game. Yeah, Barnes, whatever. He didn't do so much. But they win that game, and that's when he has to step up. It didn't even seem like he was trying to step up, which was kind of frustrating too. Like I said, he was kind of just in the corner towards. I mean, he wasn't in the corner the whole time, but he's got to put the foot to the metal and just go for it. Put the foot on the gas, but he just didn't. He didn't seem to have that same energy in that fourth quarter. Um, the guy who I don't know if he's still leading in the league in clutch points, but he was at one point. I think the last
yeah,
time we talked, but Fox got to step it up. I don't want to see 4 games in a row of him doing this, especially against the Pacers tonight. This is the game that he needs to, Halliburton's going to be coming out. He's going to be coming
yeah.
out hot, and he's not only is he going to be coming out hot tonight, he's already like burning hot right now. 48 assists in a row without a turnover. It's
Oh
dude.
dang! I
Yeah,
didn't even
he's
know.
on. He's having a he's having a year. He's leading the league in assists, 19 points a game.
Right.
And he's obviously still upset. So he's going to be coming in with a vengeance tonight. And Fox, yeah, I don't think Fox has that same chip on his shoulder, I guess, as Halliburton will. Maybe Sabonis might playing the Pacers. It's not. It's more of like I guess Sabonis's game than Fox's because he has the tie to the Pacers. But I hope
Yeah,
Fox can come out strong, and he needs to get back on track. He needs a 25-point game for sure.
I would put it this way: I expect Tyrese Halliburton to have a good game. I expect Sabonis to have a really good game.
I expect
Um,
Buddy to have a good game too.
I was just about to say that he scored 25 points against this team when the Kings visited late in March, and the question is, the one of the more key guys in this whole situation, this whole trade storyline, is De'Aaron Fox. And so it's going to be very important, just to underline what you're saying here, it's very important for him to show up, and I don't know. I mean, just in terms of like what's up with him, like when did the baby announcement, was that Monday? Was that before the game Sunday or something?
I was pretty sure it was before the game on Monday. It was over the weekend. It had to have been. I'm pretty sure it was after the Celtics game, but before the game against Phoenix. So somewhere in there.
I mean, I doubt that could pull his attention too much away. Just a baby announcement. I don't know how much, if that had anything to do with maybe his poor. That would only explain his poor performance on Monday. But James Ham was post game on Monday asked both Mike Brown and De'Aaron Fox kind of if anything along the lines of if the point guard was hurting or feeling any aches or pains, I think was the terminology he used. And Mike Brown was kind of just like, no, like, I don't know, like everybody's kind of suffering from aches and pains. He knows he had a bad game. I know he had a bad game, and we both know that he's got to have a better game. And then De'Aaron Fox basically said the same thing. So, but when you ask De'Aaron Fox, it's just like no player is going to tell you, like, yeah, I'm like beat up, like on the record. Like they're always going to be like, yeah, they're going to say the whole everybody's feeling something kind of thing. We're about 20 games into this thing. But it wasn't like the most convincing answer. I don't know. You could probably go back and look at it. I think Fox 40 has the clip post game. But maybe there's an injury. And this would be speculation on my part. I have no idea. But maybe he's hurt. Maybe there are some aches and pains. I don't know. Do you see anything?
I don't see anything. I don't see anything that'd be bothering him. I mean, some guy did comment on a post who is not a verified source in any way possible. He said,
"We're just throwing it out there.
We're throwing it out there." I don't know. Maybe someone else saw this name, but that Fox hurt his ankle in the Memphis game. I don't know. Maybe I should reach out to him and ask him where he's getting this information from. But I mean, I don't see it. I don't see any ankle affecting him anyway. So I wouldn't really trust that. You know what? Maybe Fox is just having a bad stretch, and that's something he's done over the years. He kind of Barneses it sometimes, where Barnes goes on a bad stretch, and he'll kind of go on a bad stretch. And I mean, it's not. I mean, I'm not saying it's like okay, but he does it. Maybe it's just that's the reason. Maybe it's as simple as that. But again, if he wants to be an all-star, if the Kings want to do well, he's going to really have to limit these bad stretches to like 3 games max. They need that scoring so bad. When Sabonis is out of the game and it's just Fox, and Fox isn't putting up points, like luckily Monk can kind of cover it a little, but when Sabonis is out of that game and it's Fox's team on the floor and he's not scoring buckets, they just suffer. So
yeah.
Like in clutch time too. That's when it's killer too. When Booker's just going back and forth, just knocking down shots, and
exactly,
Fox isn't anywhere to be seen. And the Kings don't have a lot of go-to scorers. Like they have I wouldn't even really call Sabonis a go-to scorer. Like maybe you can like Monk, I guess, and Herter. I don't even really call Herter one, but you need a bucket. You got to go to Fox, right? So he's not hitting, especially in a close game against Phoenix. That's just detrimental, and it showed on Monday night.
Yeah, I think a lot of those guys that are not named De'Aaron Fox, a lot of them when they put up a lot of points, especially Monk and Herter, I feel like Monk gets to the rim a lot, and he was really good at that, and he had some great finishes. He was really feeling it against the Suns. But a lot of their scoring is like it comes through Sabonis, Fox is unique in that he can do that exact thing that you're talking about, like in those moments in the late third, early fourth quarter when Sabonis isn't on the floor, he can take over and maintain things without that passing big. And we're talking about the fact that they lost some of these games, particularly the Suns game, I guess, in the last few possessions. Now, granted, it was kind of a twist of fate that they were really even, I mean, like in the last seconds, that like Herter steal was crazy big, but totally unexpected. But they really lost that game in the last few possessions. And we were talking about how on the win streak, they're winning these games in the last few possessions. Fox is winning these games late in the game against the Cavs, against the Lakers, helping the team against the Warriors. And now that's not happening and they're losing games. I don't think that's any coincidence. And he's just, I don't know, maybe he has a great game against the Pacers. And this is the end of this slump. But I don't know. I don't know what's up, but it's pretty imperative that he gets things together because you're playing another good team with added emotion to it, undeniably so. So I mean, you gotta kind of step it up here. Like we were saying, you expect three guys that are kind of involved in this Indiana Sacramento trade thing, or that that are related to it directly. And Fox is kind of that fourth guy. I mean, he wasn't involved in the trade, but he's heavily connected to it, and what happened as a result. So it's going to be huge for him to also have a big game.
Yeah, when Fox struggles, the Kings are going to struggle. So hopefully he can bounce back tonight. I would love to see the beam lit just so Tyrese can see it. Maybe that'd piss him off a little, but I don't know. he needs to come back tonight. He needs to come back big. So I have faith in him. He's a good player. It's uncharacteristic for him to have these games. So the odds are that he's going to score 25 rather than scoring 16 off of 35% shooting. So let's hope it's tonight, sooner than later, really, for this guy. And he knows it. He knows he needs to come out stronger. So it doesn't seem like there's anything that should be affecting him. So I guess it's just on him. Just a bad stretch, but this is the night. This is the night to come back strong for sure.